Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen. The great man Tone, how are you, my friend?
Yes, mate. I'm not too bad. Not too bad. I am feeling somewhat down though. Seeing the Putrid Pies win by 53 points over the Lions,
Yep.
and I don't support either team, but I'm somewhat disappointed there. They're playing good football, unfortunately.
Look, it is only football, but we don't want to talk too much about the football tonight. What we want to talk about on episode 46 AC is
Wow.
is a breaking news story. Here at PALTI,
Really?
we are breaking news. And trust me, it will give everyone an insight into the workings and going ons of Team PALTI. How there is no I in team. Marto, it's all about you tonight, my friend. Good, bad, and the ugly. We do miss you. And we'll give you a little recap. Last week, Marto's two odds honours both got up. Well done, Marto. Absolutely nothing wrong with that when they both get up. But the wheel also spun three winners too, Marto. And I think you said I was saved at Doomben or Brisbane because of the rain. So we saved money. Well, Marto, my good friend, I think you've got it wrong. Because the last two tips I've had up there have both saluted and both
They have.
been three times the price of yours. But that's okay because we're all about tipping winners. So, Marto, stay tuned. I've got your tips. We've got some breaking news, haven't we, Tone?
Oh, we have. Yeah, it's got some breaking news.
So, now, we won't hold back because we want to get to that breaking news because it might be a bit controversial. Where do you think you're going to go and have a bet? Because you're not betting in Sydney, you're not betting in Queensland. I noticed that you're not betting also in South Australia. That means
I've been kicked out of South Australia as well. It's just not working at all.
does that mean you're betting on a country circuit track?
I've had to lower the flag, and I've gone to the Airbnb country. I've had to, yeah, Mornington, of all places.
Goodness gracious me. Tone, kick us with your Kickstarter, mate.
Kickstarter. Kickstarter at Mornington, race 2, number 6, Divine Thoughts.
Is that what you have late at night?
Divine Divine Thoughts, yes, yeah. I'm thinking, where's that next winner going to come from? That's. I haven't even got it up here on my computer. You'll have to give me some more insight. I've forgotten who's on
Well,
it.
I've got it here. You've got race to number 6, Divine Thoughts. It was $6. I think it's into $5. It's an interesting race because there's a horse in this that I think might make a serious statement. Number 4. Um, I didn't really look too hard at the race because I bypassed it because I didn't want to poison you because I know Marto will.
Oh,
Because
oh my God.
Marto does know best. So have you got a little spiel about it, or are we just going to skip over the top and keep it to the numbers?
Just keep that one to the numbers. My
That's okay.
phone's been playing up, and I've got nothing on here.
All right. That's okay.
Me form.
Look, I'm sure in the chat, Marto will fill us all in. I know the main man, Magic Marto, he's gone in the race before you at Mornington, and I actually looked at this horse, Prestige Schnitzel, and I thought about making it a Kickstarter myself, but I thought, you know what? This will probably start about $1.90, and that's perfect for Marto's price. And I want Marto to bask in the glory of yet another winner. Even if
That's right.
it's 270 at the moment, Prestige Schnitzel, race 1, number 8, probably scratchings, deductions, all that sort of stuff. Probably past the post at $1.50. What do you reckon, Tone?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, it'll come in. It'll come in. There'll probably be some scratchings and deductions, or just the sheer weight of money going on because Marto's tipped it, and like that's what's going to happen. The sheer weight of money
Well, he has
putting the
got.
price into it.
I mean, he has got a ton of followers. I think you've got two. I think I've got two, and I think Marto might have three. So
That's
that
it.
third, it just tips the scales over. I've actually gone and done something that I've never done before, and I've actually gone to race three. So we've gone race one, two,
God,
and we're staying at Mornington. I've gone euphoric. So I think the way it sounds is it's beautiful because everyone loves to have a prestige schnitzel. It gives you divine thoughts, and then you feel euphoric afterwards.
couldn't have said it better myself.
$3.70. It's a Urel trained horse. Look, it's second crack at 1600. I think the dad probably leads in this race. It's just going to be a matter of whether we get over the top of it. I think we meet at 2.5 kilos better for the weight. And in my opinion, euphoric is the one at the value 370 compared to taking 225. Race made in two. And I think we probably get over the top. There is one down in this race to watch. It's the top weight number one, Carini. I've followed this in the past. It's a stable change. I just don't know if first up it's going to be ready over a mile, but it does like a bit of distance. But I want us to feel euphoric. I want you to have divine thoughts, and I want Mana to get fat on a prestige schnitzel.
Well, just going back to Divine Thoughts for a moment. It's got a honest jockey on it in Zach Spain. It's drawn well in barrier 5. Now it was beaten favourite last start, which I like beaten favourites, and it's been placed twice this campaign. Generally races near the speed. That's the information that I wrote down. So yeah, I don't like, as you know, I'm not a fan of country tracks, but I couldn't go anywhere near Queensland. South Australia kicked me out. Sydney's too hard, and I'll have to, yeah.
I mean, we can't do it with the Kickstarters, but do you think you could migrate over to Ascot? Maybe find the best bet over there. Have you had
Golly,
there or
I've,
something?
I've never been to the West.
Well,
Don't know
wild
much about.
the place.
That was our great leader, Pezzer. He was really good across the West, wasn't he?
He was indeed. Now you've got a glass there. Is it a cup of coffee or something that you're drinking?
It's Horton's vanilla cappuccino.
It is. Must be nice. Vanilla cappuccino. Do you know what the best
It's
thing
not
about
bad. Yeah.
you know what the best thing about working from home is? Not that I do it, or even being on this show, and you could be doing it. What you do is if you're in a meeting, so you've got your cup, you filled it up with your bourbon or your whiskey, your mug, and all you got to do is you just go to have a drink and you go and then have a drink. And that way they think you're drinking coffee, but really you're drinking your spirits.
Beautiful.
No one would know
Fantastic.
the difference. So anyone working from home, if you want some free consultation, free tips on how to cheat from being from home, there you go.
It's right there.
Big racing, Tone. Big racing in Sydney. Have you had a look across at some of the races? I think they got two group races, and to be honest, I think it's the closure of the Sydney Autumn Carnival, and then after that, I think they head up to Brisbane and they go across to Adelaide as well. So have you had a sticky beat?
Yes, I had a bit of a look. Race 7, I think, is the Champagne Stakes, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I went for number 7, Within the Law.
Something you never like to do. Stay within the law.
Stay within the law.
Why did you like
Um,
within the law in the Champagne Stakes, Tone?
the reason being, look, I think this up in Sydney there seems to be, because you know that I'm the the analyst when it comes to jockeys.
Yep.
There seems to be a lot of questionable jockeys on good horses this week, and that's why I never really, had a bet up there because in up in Sydney, there's not a lot that I really like, but I did like within it. I think I might have tipped this before actually within the law.
Well, this is, I mean,
Interesting.
it's interesting that you say this because I'm going to read the Magic Man's send through information. Champagne Stakes. Whilst Tass knows everything and Tass is always right, Tone is the second best. Myself,
Oh,
however, myself, however, I'm just an ordinary punter who likes to get on $1.50 pops. That said, no, he didn't say any of that. All right, see what he says. He says, I can't have nepotism in this. The time from last start was a bit ordinary and may struggle in this field. Within the law has class, but a big query on the trip. I'd have a double on number one state visit at $6. Just missed Vinrock in the size when closing late after being caught 3 wide. Gets the jockey upgrade in JMac and looks like he will appreciate the step up to a mile. That is the Magic Man's write-up. That is what the Magic Man has sent. I, myself, am not having a bet in that race, did not look in that race. So between you and Marto, I think you've got within the law, state visit. What more do you want? You found the Quinella.
That sounds like it, doesn't it?
Sure.
In race, the next one, race 8, like I really, yeah.
Is that the all age?
What did I say? I'm really hard pressed. If I think once again, good horses with unreliable hoops that I don't trust on good horses, and if I was going to have a bet, I
Yeah.
would back number 14 broadsiding. That would be it. Only because I know it's a really good horse. J-Max on it, right?
Yeah.
Or is it the other one?
Jamie's on it.
Yeah.
Jamie board siding. I had a look at it as well, but I do like Briasa in a race, and Marto actually has also tipped it. But Briasa was one of my favourites from a couple of weeks back when it came out and won after it ran. Unlucky.
You got it at a good price.
Private Harry. Yeah, that's right. But this is what Marto says about Briasa. I missed the boat last time because I didn't want to believe what Tassie was saying. Oh, no, sorry. That's just what I'm thinking. Sorry, Marto. He says, I finally drew a gate. He finally drew a gate last start that paid dividends when beating home Overpass to score in a TJ Smith. Similar draw and map here again, and his last run says he's screaming out for 1400. He's won on a heavy, so the wet won't bother. Broadsiding is bolstered by the rain here, but gee, he gets an awful map for barrier 3. He's a chance, but it will take all of J-Mac's tricks to get him up to this. So I know you've tipped broadsiding. Marto's gone and piggybacked Briasa. I've also got another one in here because I think I sometimes like to bet with omens, and I did like Briasa. I do like broadsiding. So I've looked for another horse that starts with the letter B, and that's Benedetta. So there's my trifecta, the 3 Bs. So
Fantastic.
broadsiding, Benedetta, and if we can get those 3 home,
It'll pay a fortune.
well, absolutely. Now there's also a race over at in Melbourne at this provisional track that we're at Mornington.
Can we? Before you go on, can I finish off my tips for Sydney?
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course you can. Sorry, go for it. Absolutely.
Sorry. If I was going to be forced to have a bet in race 9, I'd back Jedabeel.
Wow.
One of my old favourites. And I think in this race, Taz, the lay of the day is Marzu. I don't think Marzu will win. I really don't. And I could be completely wrong. Marto's probably got it as his number 1 bet because
he hasn't.
Because
he hasn't.
Favourite.
You've gone for a spoiler alert already.
Yes.
because that's the race. We've got the breaking news, and that is the race indeed that the breaking news is. So it could
Oh,
be
well,
Tone versus Tassie versus Marto in race 9 at Van.
and if we move on to race 10, I think this is the special of the day. Cool Jakey.
What's it
Cool
called?
Jakey. Cool Jakey.
What price is it?
Oh, it's about, well, I don't think it's favourite. It's about 5-1 or something, eh?
Gee whiz, I didn't even look that far. Race 10. Gee,
Race 10.
I could
How
be
is
in the
that?
water by then.
I'll
Right.
probably be broke before then, so, I won't be having a bet. But let me see, what is it here? Cool Jakey is at, he's right down the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. $4.80 with Jamie Mellum in the saddle, coming out of one of my favourite barriers in barrier 8. Good omen there. The Chinese love number 8.
I do love the 8. Lucky number 8. Well, I think you've given
Sorry.
it. But you know that by you tipping in New South Wales, you like it's an intrusion on the Magic Man's home state. I mean, Marto
It
does
is.
pride himself in New South Wales, but he likes to pride himself in Queensland, Victoria, Afghanistan. He does also like the what is it, the water polo,
Oh, yes, yes.
badminton.
Norway, Denmark, get on.
He's on everything. It worked tonight, so hopefully he's working hard and trying to make a buck. Now, I have got Marto's information, but I'm gonna go to you first. I think I want to hear your titanium tip because you're due. You are due for a winner, Tone, and
Oh,
I think
am I
it's gonna have
am
to.
I due? Let me just bring up a little bit of information here for the titanium tip,
Yes,
which is at Mornington. And as we know, it's in race number 6.
it is.
And race 6, number, where is it? Number 5, that's it, Thames. And it's got a very honest jockey on board. I love Stacky. Stacky's been doing all right recently.
He has.
And drawn well in 5. It's this time in it's ran a third and 2 seconds. Last Once again, it was a beaten favourite last start, and I
A blue
tend to
battler, I
like
think,
the old.
Tone. It's a blue battler. I'm surprised
It's
you're going with the big stable.
it's one of yours. I know it's from one of your stables.
Blue battler.
It wasn't a great run last start, but um, I think the last 2 starts has been favourite. It's been knocked off. Um, it's only had 3 runs this campaign in at metro level. Going down to the sticks out there with the fresh country air, it could be the day on Saturday. I quite like Thames. And I am backing up because I've backed the last 2 starts. So
Yeah, have you found a danger in the race? Because there's something. So if we're looking for the exotics or the multiples, I mean, is there something that you found that you think, you know what, maybe we can have a 2-bet play or something like that? Is there another one in that race that you?
well, another one that I like, the other one I like would be number 2, Michaela. Is it Michaela? Mardo's not here to do give me
Pronunciation,
the
no.
proper pronunciation, is he? Michaela, I think it is. Yeah, with Bates on board, claiming 3, brings it into 56 kilos. Wasn't a bad 4th last start. Think it's in with a big chance, and with the 3 kilo claim.
You're right.
But I've got to stick with Thames because like I said, I've backed the last couple of starts, and I think it's overdue for a win.
It's about $4, is it? $5 thereabouts?
480,
480.
480, I think.
Why not? Why not? It is one of the legs of the quaddy. Now, I'm going to go to myself and the breaking news.
Beautiful.
Now, Tone,
I'm ready.
I'm going to ask you some questions first. So we'll just paint a picture here, right? So generally speaking, what do we do before we do the show? We have a little chat, don't we? and we
We
send
do.
tips through, don't we?
We do.
So you
Send
send
the tips through.
Yep. So that way I can get a little bit of write up any poison I've got, all that sort of stuff that I normally do. And what do we try not to do?
Well, we try not to double up on the same horse or the same race.
Yeah. And
Usually. Yep.
normally you read who's tipped in to the chat first and see what they've got. And probably not like it or put a big love heart next to it and then tip against it. That's what
Yes.
normally
That's right.
not to do, correct? Well, the
Yes.
breaking news is this. Never before have we had a head-to-head best bet challenge. And I thought, Marto, you did like my tip. You actually loved it. You put a big red heart next to it. And then you sent yours through, and it's in the same race. So,
Oh,
same, Marto.
there we go. Quinella of the century here.
Well, anyway, it is at Randwick, race 9. My tip is number 7, Ostraka. Marto's tip, race 9, number 9, is General Salute. Now, before I do Marto's read, I'm going to give you some stats. Mine is back in grade. We're up 1.5 kilos compared to Marto's that's up 5 kilos. Mine is drawn barrier 11. Marto's has drawn barrier 13. Having said that, I think there's 2 scratching, so we'll go in. Either way, Marto will be on the extreme. Mine, we have a great record on the soft for 4 runs for a win, 2 placings and 3 placings, basically. On the track, mine is 3 starts, 2 wins. The jockey horse combo, 3 starts, 2 wins and a placing. Now, in my opinion, the Straka gets the better map. Now, I know Marto will say otherwise, and he's not quite here, but he did put a big love heart. So I don't know if that's a poison chalice that Marto sent to me, or maybe, just maybe, Marto doesn't rate us, Tone. Regards it, like we could post anything in it. We could post "you are poo" and Marto would laugh and like it because maybe he hasn't read it. Do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the race where I like Jetabil, which is in barrier 12, or was before the scratchings, and the lay of the day in Marzu. I don't think Marzu's given
Well,
it all.
that's the interesting thing because between the 3 of us, we've got horses that have drawn barrier 11, 12, and 13. And personally, my danger in this race is, and I've got it here. This is what I've got. We should be able to position midfield and all going to plan, get a move on approaching the turn with General Salute and Jetabil behind us. Dragon
Right.
the swooper. So in my opinion, the way that this race is going to go is we're going to get Marzu that's probably going to go forward. Now, if it gets really, really heavy, it's going to suit Marzu. But I've never been a fan of it. I've never really followed it. So I'm hoping that it's an overrated hype. I think we get going a little bit earlier. I think Jetabil and General Salute are behind us. It'll be trying to play catch up, and I think Dragonstone, it's the swooper. So it's going to be interesting to see how the race goes. Now, to be fair to Marto, because he can't defend himself, and I have bagged the shit out of him because he doesn't rate us. It's okay. Right. He knows he's the best. He thinks he is, and we let him believe it because everyone's got a little brother who thinks it's a really big brother that they know everything. Well, this is what Marto's got to say. He was one of only a couple to win against the bias at Rosehill last start and draws for a carbon copy in this. Schiller sticks and his blistering late splits should see him win 3 on the bounce. Chances improve with the predicted soft rated track. You're right, Marto. And at $4.80, it's probably going to start favourite. So this is a big price for you. But you didn't consider the weight pull of the others. You didn't consider that they too liked the wet track. And you didn't even consider that I tipped in the same bloody race and you've gone out against me. Marto.
This is going to be my trifecta. I'm going to throw these in, and I'm going to throw Marzu in because I'm probably wrong, and it'll make me look like a real idiot and come out and beat a lot of us. But I don't think it can. It's yeah, but you never know.
I
You
just
never
can't
know.
believe that he did it. I mean, I looked at it and I didn't say anything, and I just thought, you know what? No, bugger it. Let's go head to head. Let's go. I'm taking on Marto. My 2 followers are going to take Marto's 3 followers on.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And your 2 followers, they can back Jetta and poison us. But interesting. You know, I know you used to occasionally misread things or neglect things, but to be fair, I mean, you're a little bit more mature than us. You know what I mean? You've got a few more on us. So these things can happen. But for Marto's the young buck. You would think he would show respect to his elders. You'd think he'd read what we're saying. I even start to wonder whether Marto's even watching the show. Do you reckon he just watches the show or he just doesn't even watch the show? Because,
Marto is the show. That's
well,
it. That's it. He is the show.
what you reckon
And
he's
I've
going
got
to be back soon?
I've got one more tidbit of information.
Please share.
And people think, probably our viewers out there, you
Yep.
included in Marto,
Yes.
probably think that I should be put in a white jacket, which is probably right, tied up and put in one of those padded rooms. Because and you should take special note of this
I am listening.
because this is in your prestigious neck of the woods where you absolutely excel.
South Australia, let's hear it. Where are you going?
Oak Bank, race 8, number 12 at $71
Oh my.
to Zito.
How did you find it, Tone?
Well, remember I tipped it last start. It's run like a busted arsehole the last couple of starts. And this is a big race. It's a big field. And I think this could sneak into a place at odds. It's it could run
I have to have a
at its price.
I have to get the phone. Hang on a tick. I've got the phone out. I know Marto's not ringing me. So race 8 at Oakbank in a railway stakes because there's good race.
Yes,
What number is it?
it's a really number 12.
Oh yes, yeah, it was. It's 60 to 1. It's the one that you tipped last start where it just it
Yeah,
would blow out and stuff.
it just did
So
absolutely nothing. And a couple of starts before. Now, why is it in this race for a start? It could run. I think I might have a little punt on it to run in the top 4.
I don't think it's not. I don't think it's a bad bet to be honest. It is a stakes race, so 1100. Look, there's a few in this, but
Oh, it's a terrible. It's a raffle test. But if it gets a bit of a run,
yeah,
and who knows? Who knows? It's a real like boat race, really, isn't it?
it is. I mean, they've got Stacey Met. Is it Stacey Metcalf? Is that how I pronounce her surname? She's jumped
Yes.
on for the first time now. She normally claims, but I don't think she's claiming here. So
I
there's
don't think there's a claim, and I don't think there's any
no
claim on it from.
claiming. Look, I mean, if it jumps, there's no reason. I mean, it opened up at 51, went out to 100 to 1, came into about 70s, and it's currently 60 to 1. So there is a little bit of money. Mind you, they had a whack. Now that we talk about having a whack, my good friend, my mate Dan, had a whack at a horse by the name of Big Swinger. Now it went to Sydney. Went to Sydney. He got on, believe it or not, at 50 to 1.
Wow.
Very early. Now, there were scratchings galore, and as a result, just on deductions, it was like 50% deductions. So he's
Wow.
still with 20s. The horse, I think, got backed into $2.90. It didn't win, it ran fourth. But what he did, because he's a hunting man, is because he was on at 25 effectively, thereabouts, 20 something anyway, he started to lay it on Betfair. So that way, he doesn't
Oh,
lose
that's smart. No,
because he got such a big price. He could afford to get some out and still finish in front. Now he said he had a monkey each way, so he's had a nice crack himself, 500 each way, and he doesn't bet all the time. So if he's having a bet, he's going to have one or two a weekend, and sometimes he won't have any. But he was pretty happy with himself in the sense, one, that he got such a good price, and two, that he was smart enough to not actually lose on it once.
they started backing it. He laid it and came out in front.
Yeah,
Well done.
and finished
Smart move. Oh.
finished fourth. It's not often that you can find them like that, but yeah, what's her name? Charlotte Littlefield trains it. We were talking about, I don't know how it's going to go next start or what it's going to do. He was pretty disappointed with the run, taking away the element of his money. Yeah, he was a bit disappointed, but Craig Williams went up there in Sydney and ride it. It'll be interesting to see whether it comes back here in Melbourne or whether they plan to go to a Goodwood or what they're going to do with it. But one to watch, big swinger. You love it. You've talked about it. I've talked about
Yeah.
it. I think everyone has except for Marto because he is the big swinger.
One of my favourites won yesterday. Was it yesterday or this week? I didn't even know it was in Dillinger. I've backed that forever.
The
I
price.
can't even think where it was. About 10-1 or something. I think it was racing up. I think it was racing up in Queensland. To be honest, I
But
think it was Queensland.
but to be fair, Tone, you don't bet every day, do you?
No, absolutely not.
And
No.
neither do I. I mean, there are people that do, and you got to remember what you're buying and what you're missing out, what you could be buying, and gambling responsibly and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes it just happens; they slip through, and so be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day at Mornington as well, and I've got my membership. But the Bayside Argonauts, here we are. We're into the I think it's the fourth round of the Australia Cup, and we're playing an MPL team in the Manningham City, I think they're called. It'll be interesting to see how we go. My team, the Twos, I haven't had a really good start to the season this year, Tone.
I thought you won every game.
Yeah, I have. We've won 3 games, 2-0, 7-0, 7-1. We conceded our first goal on the weekend. Devastated.
Wow.
It was one of the best goals you'll ever see from a set play. Direct free kick outside the box. The guy bent it like Beckham, and we went from 2-0 up to 2-1. And then we were so disgusted with the strike because it was an absolute ripper that we piled on 5 more just to send them home packing. So
Lovely.
run up
Fantastic.
the
Killing
league,
it.
and touch wood. But Bayside Argonauts is the team. If you want to follow us, I've got the Macron gear. We had a big night out tonight there because our women were playing in the Nike Cup and they got through as well. So they play now. I think they go into the fourth round as well. So I think that's down to might be 32 teams. If we get through the next round, it's when the A League clubs come in. And
Wow.
we've never gotten through to that stage, but anything's possible. So that's where we're at now with the footy. How about what do you think of Good Friday football? And what do you think about Good Friday racing, Tone?
Oh, look, I'm not a religious person. Taz, times change, but I don't really like the idea of it. But I mean, things have changed now. It's a whole different world. So, you know, um, things have changed from the bloody 50s, 60s, and 70s, haven't they? So
Yeah.
it is what it is, I suppose.
Well, Carlton have got North Melbourne, so that could be a battle of the God knows who's going to finish down the bottom and below each other because North Melbourne, I mean, Clarko's been there 3.5 years, so he's due. And of course, Vossi, all the pre-season hype and stuff. So that'll be an interesting one. You've got Geelong versus Hawthorn on the Monday. And I'm not sure how Hawthorn, they failed. That was best. I hate
I'm
Hawthorn.
very up. I'm very not very happy about that at all. They cost me bloody every multi I had, bloody Hawthorn.
Oh, look,
Bogged their undies like an inconsiderate 2-year-old. Just absolutely embarrassingly, that was a really feeble effort. And I reckon the Cats are going to get up and win this cracker of a game by a point.
I do hope so, because I'm not a Hawthorn fan. But there's another game as well. And the battle of the believers, I call it. Is it the Saints? Are we going to believe in them? Or is it the Dogs? Are we going to believe in them? Because at the moment, who knows?
I've tipped a draw there. I reckon it'll be a draw.
So
I
you've
can't see either of them win.
got a draw, a point, and what about Carlton North? What do you think there?
I don't want to upset you.
Say it doesn't matter.
North by 7 points.
Well, there you go. It's very, very interesting. Well, you haven't upset me. I'm not upset by it, but I do think you've got no idea. But I do think it'll be close. And I tell you what, if North are within a couple of goals at 3/4 time, I reckon Carlton will get a bit nervous. That's for sure. But I hope it's not going to be like that.
I think Carlton will win, actually. But, North have been playing sort of not bad football, but
They haven't
you
been.
need another win, and I don't think they'll get up over you. Like, as for us, I think we'll get beaten by about 11 goals. I reckon.
I think
They will clean us up. The Suns are doing all right at the moment. As much as I hate to admit it, they're playing some good football.
Yeah, they are. Look, the Tigers are going to be the team of insignificance this year, them and West Coast. The rest, it's just a matter of who goes down the bottom with them. I mean, Melbourne, they look terrible at the moment. Jury's still
Oh,
out on Carlton. Inconsistency with North Melbourne. You know, are the Dogs believers or not? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. Now,
it's a really tough week for people who tip in all the comps, all the footy comps. I don't, but geez,